The air that day at the Vanders Lake house on Lake Tahoe smelled of pine needles and fear. To everyone else, it probably just smelled of pine and the smoke from the grill that had long since cooled, but I always caught that second bitter undertone. I sat on a wicker chair on the porch, a little apart from the big table, and watched my daughter, Lena. She moved around gracefully, pouring aged scotch for her husband, Preston, and his father, Garrett, laughing at their clumsy jokes. Her laughter sounded too bright, too strained, like that of a child terrified of punishment, trying desperately to prove she was good enough. My heart tightened. Even after all these years, she was still trying to win the affection of people incapable of loving anyone but themselves. Their estate was impressive, a vast, soulless house of dark wood with massive windows staring out at Lake Tahoe like cold, vacant eyes. The lawn was flawless, every blade of grass disciplined, every flower bed perfectly arranged. Everything about this place screamed control and cruelty. I only came here for Lena. Every time she asked me to, I gave in. Mom, please come. They want to see the whole family. It's important to them. I knew it wasn't important to them, only to her. She wanted to believe she belonged, that she had a family who loved her. That illusion shattered the moment the sun began to set and Garrett and Preston grew louder with each drink. Their laughter shifted into something rougher, meaner. Garrett's booming voice carried over the porch. "Why's our little city girl all bundled up?" He eyed Lena, who wore a thick autumn jacket and jeans. The day was cold, a sharp wind blowing off the lake. "Afraid of a little chill?" he mocked. Lena smiled nervously. "It's just windy, Mr. Garrett." Preston snorted, imitating his father. "Back in my day, girls weren't made of glass. They swam in October." "Leave her alone," I said softly but firmly. My voice felt foreign in that space. Like breaking silence in a cathedral of cruelty. Preston turned to me with a smirk. "Relax, Eleanor. We're just having a little fun, right, honey?" Lena nodded, forcing a smile. "Of course, Mom. It's fine." But it wasn't. I saw it, the exchange of a glance between father and son. That conspiratorial spark. It was the same look I'd seen in Predators before they struck. Garrett slammed his glass on the table. "Let's see how tough you really are." He rose, towering over her. "Preston, help me. Let's give her a dip." "What are you doing?" I stood, my heart pounding. "Garrett, stop. This isn't funny." They didn't hear me, or chose not to. They grabbed Lena by the arms. She gasped in surprise, laughing nervously. "Dad, Preston, stop. I'm serious." But her voice cracked. Fear slipped through the cracks of her composure. They dragged her toward the pier as I ran after them, my voice breaking. "You're drunk. You don't know what you're doing." They didn't stop. The lake ahead shimmered black, bottomless. Preston sneered, "Come on, city girl. Time to toughen up." "Please. Don't." Lena screamed. And then they pushed her. The splash was dull, final. Her body disappeared beneath the water. I froze, unable to breathe. 1 second. 2. 3. Then, laughter. Booming, mocking laughter. Garrett chuckled, "That'll wake her up." But Lena didn't surface. My chest went cold. The water rippled once, twice, and then nothing. Then her face appeared, white, bloodied, eyes vacant, and sank again. "Help." She hit her head. I screamed. "Stop the drama," Preston called lazily. "She can swim." "Let her cool off," Garrett added, turning toward the SUV. "She'll climb out." They walked away. "Come back." I screamed, but they only laughed as the car engine roared. Gravel crunched. Then silence. I stood by the water, the sound of my own heartbeat loud in my ears. Then, a faint motor. A fisherman's boat appeared from behind the reeds. I pointed wordlessly to the lake. The man understood instantly. When he hauled her into the boat, her face was blue. I called 911, my voice mechanical. Head injury. Lake Tahoe. Vander Estate. By the time the ambulance arrived, I had gone silent. The medics worked quickly, their faces grim. Pulse weak. Hypothermia. Severe trauma. As they loaded her into the ambulance, my phone felt heavy in my hand. I looked at the dark road Garrett and Preston had taken, and my heart hardened into ice. I scrolled through my contacts and stopped at one name. Isaac. I hadn't spoken to my brother in 10 years. He was brilliant, ruthless, but dangerous. He had ruined powerful men and walked away without a trace. Once, I'd begged him to stop. Now, I needed exactly what he was. I pressed call. After a few rings, a deep voice answered. Who is this? Isaac. It's me. A pause. Then, calm and low, I'm listening, Eleanor. They're heading home now. Understood. I hung up. The decision was made. At the hospital, the doctors worked through the night. Lena survived, but barely. Skull fracture. Memory gaps. She might never fully recover. I sat by her bed, holding her cold hand, staring at the machines. I felt nothing but a deep, clean fury. Meanwhile, across town, the Vander mansion stood quiet, bathed in cold moonlight. Garrett poured himself another drink, slurring jokes about city girls who can't swim. Preston scrolled through his phone, ignoring the faint flicker on the security cameras, glitches that had started minutes earlier. Then the lights went out. At first, Garrett thought it was a power cut. He went to the fuse box, muttering. But as he stepped into the hallway, he froze. The smell of gasoline lingered faintly in the air. Preston, he called. No answer. From the living room came a crash, then silence. Garrett turned back, heart pounding. Preston? Then he saw him, slumped over the couch, mouth open, eyes wide. The TV flickered behind him, static dancing on the screen. A single word appeared, written in red digital letters across the static feed, swim. Garrett stumbled backward, tripping over the rug. His hand smeared blood across the floor. He turned toward the window, and saw Isaac standing outside in the moonlight, still as a statue. Garrett ran for the door. But when he opened it, he froze again. The entire driveway was aflame. Their precious SUV burned, its tires melted, its windows glowing like molten glass. Isaac didn't need to step inside. He had already done what he came to do. Every door, every exit, locked. The fire spread quickly. In the morning, the news reported it as an electrical fire. 2 deaths. Accidental. The Vander estate, reduced to ash. At the hospital, I sat by my daughter's side as dawn light touched her face. Her eyelids fluttered. She whispered weakly, "Mom?" I took her hand, tears spilling silently. "I'm here, baby. You're safe now." Outside the hospital window, a black car idled briefly before driving away. Isaac never came in. He never called. He didn't need to.